I saw with some of the news and notes from the schedule release and the teams that are going to be playing on, in primetime, national TV. Those with 6 games, which is the most, Kansas City, the Chargers are in there. Not sure why. Buffalo is in there, and Dallas. Dallas, I understand, and certainly Kansas City. Teams with 5 primetime games. The Jets, Green Bay, Minnesota, the Raiders, Philly, San Francisco, and the Giants. I understand the Giants because of a big market. The Jets with Rodgers. Green Bay feels like some of those games are going to be flexed out of. And Minnesota. Who tunes into Minnesota? I mean, you can tune in because you're not quite sure what you're going to see. The Raiders, I understand San Francisco. Detroit has 4. Man, the NFL's all in with the Lions. Chicago has 4. These are primetime games. So Chicago has the same number of primetime games as Cincinnati and Pittsburgh. Denver has 4 primetime games. New England has 4. New Orleans has 3, Seattle 3, Jacksonville 3, Miami 3. Tampa Bay has 2, Cleveland, Tennessee, Carolina, and the Rams have 2, and Washington has 1. Yeah, Paul.
I don't get a couple things here. New England is not an entertaining football team. There's storylines, but when they play football, they're not entertaining. They got 4 national games. The Cincinnati Bengals seem like they should be a premier focal point league team. They're kind of likable. I think they're pretty likable.
Cincinnati should be where the Chargers are.
Yeah. Or at least where Minnesota is with 5.
Yeah.
Cincinnati's both likable, and they've got Chase, they got Burrow, they have star power, they have a little bit of everything, and they're a contender. I don't get that one.
And Green Bay has a great following across the country, but 5 primetime games for Green Bay. Yes, Eden.
I wonder if they have some kind of metrics or some kind of data on teams who get decent ratings even when they're bad.
No, they have that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's why Dallas is on. Whenever you can get a Dallas game,
true.
Doesn't matter how good they are or how bad they are.
Pretty obvious one.
Yes. But I would think Pittsburgh would be in there with that fan base.
Dude, look
Phillies.
at the Falcons. 0.
Yeah.
0.0.
But that's surprising because I want to see Bijan Robinson. At least start the year. But then Carolina and the Texans, they don't have any primetime games. Arizona, man, that is. How did Arizona go from, man, this team is going to the playoffs a couple of years ago to they're not even close. They're going to the number 1 pick in the draft. Yeah, Paulie.
In 2021, the Arizona Cardinals were 11-6. At the halfway point, Kyler Murray was top 2 for MVP odds. That's less than 2 years ago. They were in the wild card game. Kyler Murray got his new deal. Cliff Kingsbury got an extension. Man. Everything was going well late 2021.
That seems like a long, long time ago.
Sure does. They're a disaster.
Yes. And Kyler's probably not going to start the season. I don't know what's happening with DeAndre Hopkins. It just, man, that's a quick fall from grace there. Yeah, Paul.
Do you think that teams like Houston and Indianapolis might get flexed in if C.J. Stroud plays well or Anthony Richardson takes over the helm?
I think Anthony Richardson could be interesting because I do think the Colts have the potential to be a good team. And if you have Anthony Richardson, Jonathan Taylor, and then next thing you know, you got something fun and fun to watch, and I think that could move them into maybe a primetime game. I also have the lines for the opening week, by the way, already. The early lines. The Lions started out as 7-point underdogs. Now it's 6.5. Ooh, jump on board. The Bengals, 2.5-point favorites against the Browns. The Niners giving 3 to the Steelers. Panthers getting 2.5 against the Falcons. Dallas, minus 2.5 against the Giants. Panthers and the Falcons. There's part of me that I want to see that game just because I love watching these games that maybe nobody else is really interested in. Desmond Ridder and Bryce Young. And then you got some weapons there. Kyle Pitts, Drake London, Bijan Robinson. I keep waiting for Atlanta to be competitive. dangerous. Maybe I'll be waiting a long time.